Hello everyone. Today I'm going to change it up just a little bit. I'm going to start a build. As everyone has, I am sure, to the most part, a mass of lawn tools. Rakes, shovels, picks, blah 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 blah. And I, for the first time in all of my years, I actually have a place to put them now, inside. So I need to create me a place that will keep them accessible to me and yet still be able to get them out of the way. So stick around and let's do some building. Be right back. Here, a bunch of recycled wood that's going to be recycled when I'm done with it. These were some of the 1x4s that was used that when you saw me tearing apart the balusters for Mama's deck over there. But 1x4 treated lumber is as good as gold as soon as it's cleaned up and cut to length. Underneath it here, you'll see I have one of the two pieces of 3/4 inch plywood that I got from the deck that supplied all of this plywood there. That'll give me two of the three levels that I'll need for this. I also have 4 salvaged casters that I'm going to use, and they're furniture casters, but they will work perfectly because I don't think this is ever going to leave the inside of this barn once I get it put together, and they should work just fine. So we're going to go ahead, get each one of these cleaned up. I'll get a putty knife and get them good and clean, and I'll use the miter saw and get all the legs cut off and all of those cut to pieces, and we'll get started on this. Now, I'm not going to do measurements. I'm not going to, as far as that's concerned, because the young man that designed this has all of that on his YouTube channel, and I don't want to claim this when it's his. It's easy to find him. Once this is built, you'll see the basics of it, and you'll be able to find it on YouTube if you're interested in that. Or you could always write me and ask me, and I can give you the dimensions at a later time. Can you see it? Can you see the garden tool organizer rack? Oh, wait a minute. There's one piece missing. Now, can you see it? Maybe when I come back, you'll be able to see it. This is what this top looks like. As you can see, I put two boards together. And then I laminated it on this side with a nice piece of wainscot upside down. Now I got to get the router and trim it all off and make it nice and neat. Be back when that's done. They're off. Edges are equaled out with a router and a trim, and if you look real close, you'll see that I have another shelf laid underneath it and clamped together. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you can see the grid marked out on the top of this. By doing that and then going at the intersection of each cross like this, and we'll drill a pilot hole. When that is all done and I can separate these two, I can then put the framework around the bottoms and they'll stand up off of that, and I'll be able to go ahead with my hole saw and start cutting all of the holes in. We've got it done. As you can see, I got the skirting done. These are all the holes that I pre-drilled. I hope you can see them. But there is something that I'm getting ready to do here. I'm kind of praying that it works. But this is too much of a job, boring these out for my battery operated. And I've kind of been looking forward to this. I'm going to get to use my dad's beast. I have been waiting for a time when I can use this, and hopefully there's enough of me to hold on to it. My dad had this when I was just a wee little one, and I can remember as vividly as if it was yesterday him letting me try to drill a hole through something, and it basically taking me for a ride because I couldn't hold on to it, and him just sitting back and laughing until he had tears in his eyes. Well, this is my drill now. Nah, it's Dad's drill. But I'm going to try to see if I can bore these 2-inch holes in it, in this wood, with that. And so long as the bit here holds up, I'm hoping I am big enough to hold on to this. So here we go. Well, if you haven't noticed, I could put a 3/4 inch galvanized pipe right here, and that would help me hold it. I guess it works. Well, all right, I don't need to bore you with all of that, so I am just tickled to death about that. Oh my, we'll turn this off. I'll get these, I'll bring you back when I'm done with this. Well, there's the first 36. Now, I got that one right there to do. And you can see I've been all the little holes. I offered them up to Mrs. Stedhomer, and she said she really didn't want them. What's up with that? Okay, got all 72 holes drilled, got 72 round pieces of wood that Mama don't want, and it's time to put the beast back into semi-retirement. I gotta cut some grooves or between these two and whatever down through here to accommodate the D-handle shovels and pitchforks and things that I have. I know I've got at least 3 or 4 of those, so we're going to make sure that there's at least 4 of those in this altogether. And I think what I'm going to do is show you just what I'm going to, how I'm going to try to do this. Slots, and now we're going to do I guess this isn't necessary what I'm getting ready to do. You can do without this, but the gentleman that I got these plans off of, or when I saw him doing it, he did this, and it just made a difference, rather than having, I don't know if you can see it or not here. Look at this one real close. See all of the rough edges and everything from the hole saw, well, what I'm going to do, and I've already done it to one of them here, I'll show you, is I have a little 1/4 inch round over in that router, and I'm going to go around each one of these and do that. Actually, I've done two, and it just looks so much better. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. I've got all of these to do. There's 32 holes, and then again I have to do the back one. So you can follow me along here for a little bit, and then we'll switch to the one sitting back there. That makes all the difference in the world. That's the second panel. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put these down. They're ready to be assembled. So, what I'm doing is I am starting at the bottom of each one of these legs, and I'm measuring up 8.5 inches. 8.5 inches will be the bottom side of this skirt, what I call the skirt board around there. And I will take these, glue them, clamp them, and then nail them, each one of them in place, making sure that they are square and everything is the way it's supposed to be. So the first thing I'm doing here is I'm measuring up the 8.5 inches. I have the opportunity finally to use that little teeny tiny square that was my dad's. I've been kind of holding on to it and keeping it in my office over there until I found a place that I could use it. And I believe the glue has all dried on everything overnight. It's getting cold, so we are starting to assemble to try to get this finished today. I'm just going to let this run and tilt it up just a bit. Oh yeah, you can see right there is the bottom with the casters on it. So let's get this thing assembled. Keeping the glue warm. An idea of what I did for the bottom panel here. If you remember a little bit ago, I was showing you some of the pieces that I cut out of those oblong areas. Well, I cut those into squares, and I glued and nailed each one of them to these corners, which then I drilled in for the holders and put these inexpensive bed casters, furniture casters, whatever you call them. They were locking. I took them apart and took the locking mechanism out. And I'm going to have to end up, really lubricating them good, I believe. But they'll work. Especially the more weight we get on there, the better they'll roll. But before I put that in there, I wanted to make sure that you saw how I built that and put them together. In case you decide you want to do something like this, it'll give you ideas. Okay, I'm going to get it put on there. I'll be back in a little bit. And it is complete. I put in a few items just to kind of let you see how it looks. At the axe, the garden fork, the 4-inch spade right there, the hoe, a couple shovels, and of course the rake. If you have any questions about this, feel free to give me a message down below. Don't hesitate to PM me if you need more specific information. Stay at home. Hope you enjoyed your visit. And thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to give us thumbs up, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends. Don't forget to tell your local gardener. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.